Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Thompson. I really, really miss you. I'm hoping that we all get back into school soon, but for now, we're home, so I need you to be good to your moms and dads and grandmoms and grandpops and whoever else is home with you, and I hope you're getting your work done. It's a beautiful day today. Maybe you can go out and take a walk. But for now, I'm going to read a story to you. It's one of my favorites. It's called Strega Nona, and it's by Tomie de Paola. And you know, it's kind of close to my heart because I am Italian and I love pasta. So here we go. I'm going to try to show you the pictures. I'm having a little trouble getting used to the camera, but here we go. Okay. In a town in Calabria, a long time ago, there lived a lady everyone calls Strega Nona, which means Grandma Witch. Although all the people in the town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priests and the sisters of the convent went because Strega Nona did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her, and you must fetch the water. And for this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is to touch the pasta pot. It's very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Strega Nona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had plenty of food to eat. One evening, while Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing, and peeking into the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. And she sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me up some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," Big Anthony said. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. And there she is blowing the kisses. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked all by itself. "You better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "Such a lie." And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday, I'll get that pasta pot and make it cook, and then they'll be sorry." Well, that day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia, sweep the house and weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her, and for lunch, there is some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, yes, Strega Nona," said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, "Ha, my chance has come." As soon as Strega Nona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside and pulled the pasta pot off the shelf and put it on the floor. "Now let's see if I can remember the words," said Big Anthony, and he began to sing. "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill with pasta. "Aha," said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, "Everyone, get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all at Strega Nona's house." Big Anthony had made the magic pasta pot work. And of course everyone laughed, but they ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Strega Nona's, the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. "Big Anthony, our hero!" He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priests and the sisters in the convent, and some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings. The pot was never empty. When all had their fill, Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still boiling and bubbling until a sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" And the pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Strega Nona's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but the pasta kept coming. Big Anthony grabbed the cover and sat on it, but the pasta raised the cover up, and Big Anthony as well, and spilled on the floor of Strega Nona's house. "Stop!" yelled Big Anthony, but the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house, and out the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. "Do something, Big Anthony," they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. And by this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. "We must protect our town from the pasta," shouted the mayor. "Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade." But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling, and the pasta kept coming. "We are lost," said the people, and the priests and the sisters of the convent began praying. "The pasta will cover our town," they cried. And it certainly would have, had Strega Nona not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt. "Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona," said the people. But then they turned on Big Anthony. "String 'em up!" the men of the town shouted. "No, wait," said Strega Nona. "The punishment must fit the crime." And she took a fork from the lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. "All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pasta pot," said Strega Nona. "And I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating." And he did. Poor Big Anthony. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will read another book to you again soon. Everyone, again, stay safe. Remember to wash those hands. Listen to mom and dad and grandmom and grandpop and aunts and uncles. And again, we pray that we will all be together back at St. Eugene School soon.